Hi friends, I am here to solve the GATE 2021 mechanical general aptitude problems. So this is the first question. Let me read the question. The world is going through the worst pandemic in the past 100 years. So the air travel industry is facing a crisis as the resulting quarantine requirement for travelers led to weak demand. So, in relation to the first sentence above, what does the second sentence do? Actually, we need to identify which one is the first sentence and which one is the second sentence. The world is going through the worst pandemic in the past 100 years. So, this is the first sentence. Okay. Now, the air travel industry is facing a crisis as the resulting quarantine requirement for travelers led to weak demand. So, this is the second sentence. So, first sentence is the reason for the second sentence, so it is clearly visible here. Okay, so let us read out the options. Second sentence entirely contradicts the first sentence. So the air travel industry is facing a crisis as the resulting quarantine requirement for travelers led to weak demand. So this is the problem just because of the first one. Okay, that means there is no contradiction in between these two sentences. Contradiction means it should be opposite. Okay, as the worst pandemic comes, then only it is, air travel industry is facing a crisis. Okay, so these two are not contradict to each other. And next, B, it states an effect of first sentence. Okay, as the first sentence happens, so the second one is the effect of the first sentence. So this is the correct option. Okay, let me see the third option also. The two statements are unrelated. No, actually there is a relationship between these two. Okay, because of this worst pandemic, so the air travel industry is facing a crisis. So definitely there is these two are related. So this is not the option. Similarly, first one is also not the option. So the last one restates an idea from the first statement. So restates an idea from the first sentence. That means it is telling the same thing as the first one. So that is also not correct because it says the first sentence says that it is a worst pandemic. Second sentence states that it is air travel industry is facing a crisis. So these two are not same statements, but they are related statements. So they are not same statements. So D is not the option, but they are related statements. So C is not the option. Okay, and the second one is an effect of first one. So B is the correct option, and these two are not contradict to each other. So definitely A is not the option. So this is the solution for the first problem. In this is the second question they have asked, so let me write it. Consider a square sheet of side 1 unit. The sheet is first folded along the main diagonal. This is followed by a fold along its line of symmetry. The resulting folding shape is again folded along its line of symmetry. The area of each face of the final folded shape in square units equal to. So this is the question. So let us draw the diagram. This is a square. So the sheet is first folded along the main diagonal. So main diagonal means maybe this diagonal or the opposite diagonal. So both the diagonals are main diagonals. So if I fold it according to this diagonal, then it will be like this. So it will be like this, and this fold is followed by a fold along its line of symmetry. So where is its line of symmetry? So this is a line of symmetry. Now we have to fold again. So then what will happen? It will become like this. That's all. Okay, so this is the second fold. Now the resulting folded sheet is again folded along its line of symmetry. Again the line of symmetry is here. Again it was folded. Maybe let me fold in this way so that it will be like this. That's all. The area of each face of the final folded sheet in square units is equal to. So this is the question. So let me answer this. Actually the square sheet of side 1 unit. So this is 1 unit. This is also 1 unit. This is 1 unit and this is 1 unit. Okay, then this part is also 1 unit. This is correct. And this value is 0.5. You can see from here this part also. If you, yes, so this part is 0.5 unit. So similarly this one is 0.5 unit, this one is also 0.5 unit. Now let me make it, this one is 0.5 unit. Similarly we are considering this part, so this one is also 0.5 unit. Okay, now what is the area of a triangle? It is of base into height. So base is 0.5, it is 1 by 2, and height is also 1 by 2. So it will be equal to 1 by 8. So this is the answer. So that's all. So 1 by 8 is the answer. Okay, it's very simple question. So let's move on to the next question. Yeah, so this is the third question. So Q3. So the front door of Mr. X house faces east. Okay, first for these type of questions we have to simply write the directions first, north and south, then we can forward. So yes, his house faces east. So this is his house. Maybe let me take, this is the door of his house and it is facing east. X leaves the house, so walking 50 meter straight from the back door that is situated directly opposite to the front door. So this is the front door. Let me consider back door also here, and from here to here he has traveled 50-meter distance. Then he turns to his right, walks for another 50 meters and stops. So as he is going in this way, the right is this side and this is again 50 meters and stops. So after going to 50 meters, he simply stopped here. So the direction of the point Mr. X is now located at with respect to the starting point. So this is the starting point. So this is the ending point. Now we have to find this direction from this starting point. So this would be the direction. So in which direction it will be? It is obviously north west. So this is the answer. So it is very simple question. Once you have drawn the diagram, it will be very easy. So it's a very easy question. So we have to first mark the directions east, west, north and south. Then these type of questions will be very easy. Okay, let's move on to the next question. This is the fourth question. Find the persons P, Q, R, S, T are to be seated in a row, all facing the same direction but not necessarily in the same order. P and T cannot be seated at either end of the row. P should not be seated adjacent to S. R is to be seated at the second position from the left end of the row. So the number of distinct seating arrangements possible is, okay, number of distinct seating arrangements possible is. So first these type of questions will be solved by putting some directions like this. Next, P, Q, R, S, T, U, they have to be seated. So what we have to do, first we need to see the specific hint. So the specific hint is R is to be seated at the second position from the left. So this is fixed one, okay, from left. So this is left side and this is right side. So from left, second position. So this is R. So this is the R position. This is R, and the number of distinct seating arrangements we have to identify. Yeah, so what are the other things they have given? All facing the same direction, okay, but not necessarily in the same order. P and T cannot be seated at either end of the row. So I cannot put P here or T here. Even I cannot put P here and T here. Okay, that is one clue. And P should not be seated adjacent to S. So P, if I put P here, then I cannot put S here. If I put P here, I cannot put S here. Okay. Then what are the other conditions? Only these are the conditions. So P and T cannot be seated at either end of the row. Okay. P should not be seated adjacent to S. Okay. R to be seated second left, second position from left side, and the number of distinct seating arrangements possible. We have to identify them. So let us see. First, P, T cannot be put here. Okay. So what are the other things? Q can be made. So let me consider the first case, maybe Q, R, okay, and P, T cannot be placed at the end. So I can place, let me place S here, and P cannot be placed here. So P here, T here. Okay, so you just observe this type of arrangement of seating. This has to solve, has to satisfy all the conditions. Okay, P and T cannot be seated at either end of the row. So P is not here, and T is also not here, and P and T are not here also. Okay, and similarly, P should not be adjacent to S. So S is here, P is here. So this is the case. Okay, simple. So what more we can make it? So this is our second position. Let me have five positions here. I cannot put P here. I cannot put T also here. I cannot put R also. So out of 3, for the first position I can place only 2. So the one is Q and the second one is S. Yeah, second one is S. So I can easily write this part also. T and Q. That's all. So this is the second option. And coming to third one, this is R, it is fixed, and P and T cannot be here, and we can interchange these two also. T and P cannot be interchanged here, but here I can interchange these two. So T and P, let me have Q here and S here. Yeah, I think these are only the 3 ways that we can make according to these conditions. So here the conditions are, this is first condition, this is the second condition, and this is the third condition. Yeah, out of these 3 conditions, only these distinct seating arrangements are possible. So the answer is 3. Okay, so let's move on to the next problem. So this is the 5th question. A box contains 15 blue balls and 45 black balls. If 2 balls are selected randomly without replacement, the probability of an outcome in which the first selected is a blue ball and the second selected is a black ball is. It's very simple. So we have 15 plus 45, we have total 60 balls. Out of 60, we have randomly taken one ball and that should be blue color. So obviously the probability is 15 out of 60. Okay, I can select any of the 15 blue color balls from 60 such that the color will be blue. So the probability is 15 divided by 60, and this is first ball, and the second ball should be black. So second ball may be from 45 out of 60. I have already taken one and there is no replacement. So how many are remaining? Only 59 are remaining. So I can simply write 59 here. So this will be the answer. So it will be 1 4. So 45 divided by 236. So the answer is first. Very simple question. Next. So this is the sixth question. Consider the following sentences. So the number of candidates who appear for GATE is staggering. A number of candidates from any class are appearing for the GATE examination. The number of candidates who appear for the GATE examination are staggering. A number of candidates from my class is appearing for the GATE examination. So it is very simple. So the number of candidates, so this is clearly a singular, and a number of candidates is a plural. Okay, so the number of candidates should come with is. Similarly, a number of candidates should come with are. Okay, the number of candidates should come with is. So this is are. So this is not the correct answer. Similarly, a number of candidates should come with are. So here it is. So this is not the correct answer. So 1 and 2 are the correct answers. So the answer will be B. Okay. So let's move on to the next problem. This is the seventh question. A digital watch capital X beeps every 30 seconds, while watch Y beeps every 32 seconds. They beep together at 10 a.m. The immediate next time that they will beep together is. That means it is for every 30 seconds it will beep. So obviously it will beep for 10. Sorry, this is mean 10 0 0 30 second, and 10 0 1, and then 10 0 1 30 seconds. In this way it will be. Coming to Y, watch Y will be 32 seconds. So it will be like this: 0 1 and 0 4. Similarly 10 and 0 1 and 0 36. So in this way it will go ahead. So these things are like this and these things are like this. How can we go ahead with that? That means we need to find the immediate next seconds that will be divisible by 30 and also 32. That means that is simply called as least common multiple, LCM. Okay, LCM of 30 and 32. So this will be equal to 480. So let me find out the LCM of these two. Okay, 30, 32, we'll go with 2, 15 and 16. So 15 it is 30, 2 into 15 is 30, and into 16. So this will be equal to 480. 480 seconds, so which is equal to 8 minutes. So both will ring again at 10:08 a.m. Okay, so this is the answer. So B is the correct answer. Okay, let's move on to the next problem. This is the 8th question. The ratio of the area of the inscribed circle, that means this circle, to the area of circumscribed circle, that means this circle. Of an equilateral triangle is, so this is the equilateral triangle. There are two circles, one is inscribed circle, second one is circumscribed circle. This is an equilateral triangle, so we need to find the area of inscribed circle to circumscribed circle. So let us take center here, and this is the radius of inscribed circle, and this is the radius of circumscribed circle. And as we know, this is the equilateral triangle, so the angle is also same. So this is 30 degree, so this is also 30 degree, so half of that will be, sorry, this is 60 degree, so half of that will be 30 degree here. If I can write sine 30 degree is equal to, opposite side is smaller and adjacent side is, sorry, hypotenuse is capital R. Okay, now this is the relation from this diagram. Now let us see the area of inscribed circle. So the area of inscribed circle is pi r square, and area of circumscribed circle is pi capital R square. If I can cut these two, this will be equal to r by capital R whole square, that will be equal to sine square 30 degree. So sine 30 is 1 by 2, so this will be 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 is the answer. Okay, very simple solution. Okay, so let us move on to the next problem. So this is the 9th question. So all entrepreneurs are wealthy. So I can have entrepreneurs here. So all entrepreneurs are wealthy. So definitely it should be encircled like this. So this is wealthy. Next, all risk takers are wealthy. So I can encircle one more time. These are risk seekers. So now the conclusions are, all risk seekers. This is the 9th question. So here we have two statements. This is statement 1 and this is statement 2. So the statement 1 is, all entrepreneurs are wealthy. So let me have, this is set of entrepreneurs and some other set of wealthy set is also there. All entrepreneurs are wealthy. That means in that wealthy set, entrepreneurs set is also be present like this. See, now this is set of wealthy people. Okay, so this is first statement, all entrepreneurs are wealthy. Now it is correct, all entrepreneurs are wealthy. Next statement is, all wealthy are risk takers. So these are the all wealthy, so these are the risk takers, risk seekers. Okay, so these are the risk seekers. Now there are two conclusions. So let us see conclusion 1, all risk seekers are wealthy. No, because here is one person, he may not be a wealthy person. So this is the set of wealthy, so he may not be a wealthy person, but he is inside the risk seeker. But here all risk seekers are wealthy, so this is not correct. Similarly, only some entrepreneurs are risk seekers. No, all entrepreneurs are wealthy. So all wealthy are risk seekers. So definitely all entrepreneurs should be risk seekers according to these two statements. So this is also correct, not correct. Okay. Now these two are not correct. Only one is correct. No. Only conclusion 2 is correct. No. Neither conclusion 1 nor 2 is correct. Correct. Both conclusion 1 and conclusion 2 are correct. So this is wrong. So 3 is the answer. Very simple question. Let's move on to the last question. So this is the 10th question. if plus divided by dot is equal to 2, plus divided by delta is equal to 3, dot plus delta is equal to 5, delta into encircled into is equal to 10, then what will it be? What is the value of encircled into minus encircled plus? Okay, let us solve this. So the first given data is encircled plus divided by encircled dot is equal to 2. Similarly, encircled plus divided by delta is equal to 3. So by using these two, we can say that if we divide one by one, then plus and plus will go off like this, divided by dot by plus divided by delta. So this will go off, which is equal to 2 by 3. So what will happen? Delta by dot is equal to 2 by 3. And the next one is encircled dot plus delta is equal to 5. So by seeing these two, this one and this one, we can say that 3 times of or delta is equal to 2 by 3 into dot. So 1 dot plus 2 by 3 into dot is equal to 5, which implies 5 dot is equal to 5 into 3. So 5 will get cancelled, which implies dot is equal to 3, which implies delta is equal to 2 according to this relation. Okay, once this part is over, now our job is to find out this. So encircled circle, so we can use this part, and delta equal to 2, so 2 into encircled into is equal to 10, which implies encircled into is equal to 5. So now encircled into 5 minus encircled plus is, oh okay, encircled plus has to be find out. So let me find out from this part. So encircled plus divided by encircled dot is 3. So 3 is equal to 2. So encircled plus will be equal to 6. So 5 minus 6 whole square is equal to minus 1 whole square, which is equal to 1. So answer will be 1. Okay, it's very simple. So please try to concentrate on aptitude. So it will be discriminating factor nowadays in each and every competitive examination, as per engineering is concerned, as per bank jobs are concerned, and any other jobs are concerned. So these are the main part in each and every government examination. Okay, so please try to keep that thing in your mind and try to proceed further. Thank you so much.